Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and that's right, you read the title of what I'm reviewing, and as I teased in the last review, finally I'm reviewing the first sequel of Taken. That being, of course, Taken 2. So yeah, so what do I have to say about Taken 2? Well, for it being the first sequel of Taken, and, quickly, the first Taken film, it's a great film, definitely. One of Liam Neeson's bests, right next to Schindler's List, and hey, The Phantom Menace, come on. He was great as Qui-Gon Jinn. He wanted to be in Star Wars. So, But anyways, the first Taken film, again, it's a great film, one of Liam Neeson's bests, and I can't be the only one saying this. It's difficult to watch, but still, it's a good movie, So Taken 2, of course, taking place, I don't think it ever establishes, when the setting of this movie, maybe it takes place a year after, I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, the story in Istanbul, I think I got that right, yeah. Retired CIA operative Brian Mills, once again played by Liam Neeson, and his wife are taken hostage by the father of a kidnapper Mills killed while rescuing his daughter. So yeah, basically, the father of the killer that Mills killed, yeah, he is seeking revenge on Mills. And, it's this guy, Murid Krasinski. Yeah, I think I said that right. Played by Rad Serbidenskjol. Might have said the last name right. I don't know. But, yeah, so it's a pretty good, tie-in, and for a sequel happening, especially the way the movie opens, Murid, yeah, I think I said his first name right, yeah, him and everybody else, because those that were killed by Mills, their relatives and so on, and, Murid tells everybody that, they will hunt down Mills and so on, and they will kill him. And of course, back in Los Angeles, yeah, pretty sure Los Angeles, I think, yeah, because at one point, because Brian's ex-wife, Lenore, or as he calls her, Lenny, once again played by Famke Jensen, her husband, her and her husband went their separate ways, they separated, her husband who we saw in the first movie, because again, Mills and Lenny, they're divorced, so, and also, Kim, she now has a boyfriend named Jamie, played by Luke Grimes, and, Brian, of course, being that father who's overprotective and so on, and hey, especially since he's a retired CIA, agent, etc. Also, Leland Orser once again reprises the role of Sam, and the same goes for, yeah, these guys, yeah. Cassie and Bernie, yeah. Bernie played by D.B. Sweeney, and John Grice, he plays Cassie, so... and so, of course, they are all, basically, Brian treats his ex-wife and daughter to a trip to Istanbul, and, at that point, very later on in the film, up to, say, I think up to 30 minutes or something in the movie, yeah, both Brian and his ex-wife, they get captured, and the daughter, Kim, once again played by Maggie Grace, she's left to defend herself and try, and, she wants to help her father, and, she does a pretty good job, I should say. She listens to every, step by step, what her father tells her to do exactly. Throw off some grenades and, follow the path. She's not that far from them. And even say when, at one point Brian sets off some smoke and, well, she follows the smoke and drops the gun through a, a tube, or I wouldn't say tube, but fireplace. Well, because, the smoke coming out, that. Of course, Brian does escape. He did say to his ex-wife that he would come back for her, but at one point he was too late. Oh, and by the way, earlier in the film, because, well, when Brian and Kim, they're reunited, of course, and there was this, there was, of course, a car chase. Kim and Brian, they hijacked a taxi car and being chased by the bad guys, and, Brian telling Kim to go left, right, forward, etc., and, saying that she couldn't, but she does succeed. Because early in the film, Kim is, practicing her driving skills, driving class and so on. You get my point. And she does a pretty good job, especially when it comes to a chase. And, even like, say, earlier in the film, because Brian had wanted to have Kim be safe at the American Institute. Probably not Institute. I might be right. I forget the name. I do apologize. She's safe there for right now, while Brian goes back to save his ex-wife. And, of course, and that long scene where he's just casually making his way to save Lenore, I think I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not getting that name right. But, again, he calls his ex-wife by, different name, Lenny and so on. But, so again, he's like this sequence where he's just walking his way, and occasionally he would, like, he was killing one of the men and so on, one of the bad guys. And, of course, up to when he kills one of the bad guys, and then, he comes face-to-face with Mairead. Mairead, of course, earlier in the film, when, he's torturing Brian, and, he wants revenge, and, Mairead's son was killed by Brian. Of course, the son was the same guy who Brian put in a chair, was torturing him, electrocuting him, and killed him basically by turning the power on, electrocuting him to death. That was him. And so, of course, when Brian has Mairead, at gunpoint, he gives him the choice, of, just Brian walking away, and, Mairead would, he would have to live with the pain of his son being dead, just like, say, how, all the families, have to go through the pain of their daughters being captured, as what happened in the first film, and Kim being one of them. And Mairead, he had two other children as well, so he only has two, and only one was dead, as I said. And of course, it seems like, well, even I was kind of wondering this too, like Mairead was agreeing and going along with Brian, and Brian, he drops the gun, and, well, Mairead does pick it up, and he doesn't care, he's gonna kill him, but of course, Brian pulled out the bullets, clever Brian, and of course, Brian does kill Mairead, so that's the end of him. And of course, even before killing him, Mairead did tell Brian that, his two other children would seek revenge and go after Brian. And of course, Brian's aware of that. Again, because he does kill Mairead. And, Brian's ex-wife is safe, and everything is fine, for Brian and his family. For now, until the second sequel. And cut to 3 weeks later, and Kim passed her driving lessons. Yeah, and so, now she's, officially, able to drive, and as I said, she passed her tests and so on. And what a way to, it's not, I like how the movie ends, of course, like, all three of them, of course, getting together at this cafe or whatever it is, and they have a chocolate smoothies or whatever, and, the fourth movie was for Kim's boyfriend, Jamie. And it's funny because when we first see Maggie at the beginning of the, Maggie Grace playing Kim, I should say, when we first see Kim earlier in the film, you know, her introduction, we see her and Jamie just making out and such, and, you know, even, it was an awkward and embarrassing moment for, you know, when Brian showed up and he first meets Jamie. Not a good way for them first meeting, but, you know, seemed fine when they met once again at, at that cafe and so on. But yeah, that was a nice way to end that film, you know. They're all sitting together at a booth and having chocolate smoothies and so on. Yeah. And until what would come next in the second sequel, yeah. But anyways, Taken 2, I thought it was a not bad sequel. I can't say it's great or anything like that. It could never top off the first Taken film, but in my opinion, I really enjoyed this sequel, and I'm gonna give this okay, counting my fingers, 8 out of 10 stars. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. Taken 2, I think, is an okay sequel. I don't think it's bad or anything like that. And again, I know it could never top off the first Taken film, you know. But anyways, and what about you guys? What do you think of Taken 2? What did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. So, with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Taken 2. Again, having difficulty with my fingers. 8 out of 10 stars. 8 out of 10 stars for Taken 2. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And stay tuned for the first review for September, where I'll be reviewing, basically, it does, I guess, you know, in a ways it does feel similar to Romancing in the Stone, and it stars Sandra Bullock and Daniel Radcliffe. You probably know what I'm talking about, so stay tuned for that. So, this has been the last review of August. Happy anniversary to Taken 2, and until the third Taken film, take care, and peace out.